I do not like talking about this story, but it's important we talk about this story because we got to fix this. We got to fix this cowardice that we've seen from the Frisco ISD school board, because I don't think this is something isolated to Frisco. This is something we saw so many school districts and school leaders just capitulate during COVID. No one stood up for your kids. They couldn't mask your kids fast enough. They couldn't cancel their graduations fast enough. They couldn't cancel their class fast enough. They didn't care if they ruined 2 years of crucial education that can never be replaced in formative years. They were cowards. They did what was easy, and they did it again. Frisco ISD will allow Karmelo Anthony to graduate. They originally said no, and then the Next Generation Action Network put out a release yesterday saying Frisco ISD has changed their mind after some careful consideration and, I don't know, some persuasive chats. They reversed course. So apparently, killing another student isn't enough to get you kicked out of school for good. Oh my, then what does? For all you kids that got kicked out of school, weren't allowed to graduate, how does this make you feel? 800-288-9227. Although the phones are full, so don't even bother calling for a minute. This is Michelle in Kennedale. You're on WBAP. What do you think?
Well, I was just going to say I went to Mansfield in the late 90s all through high school, and this kid brought a knife to school. And, you know, he got caught with the knife. He got expelled, and he did not get to walk the stage.
Well, did he plunge it into anybody's heart?
Nope.
Well, he should have done that then. Yeah, see this? Are we from different planets? Because listen, if you go, drive 2 hours in any direction from where I'm at right now. Kids take knife to schools all the time. I took a knife to school on a fairly regular basis. Not because I would get all stabby when someone pushed me, but because I lived on a farm and like you just naturally carried a knife around because you never know when you'd have to open a feed sack or pop the yarn on a hay bale, or, you know, there's all kinds of times when you just utility need that. And some kids would keep the knife in like a little holster on their belt, you know, like we do with nerds do with the cell phone cases now. So I'm not like knives are scary and anyone who takes a knife to school should have their lives destroyed. But when you do it for the purposes of ending another human being's life and you're still allowed to graduate, now I still feel like I'm on an even farther away planet.
Well, all I know is I don't have a problem with things like that as far as like the knives coming to school if you're going to, keep it. I get that. I went to school in Mansfield in the 90s. It was all country out there, but they made an example of the student because they're like, you brought this knife to school. You showed it to students. You're gone. You're not going to walk the stage. You're expelled. And that's what happened. He was an example to the rest of the kids. Oh, they're not playing. I mean, this is what's going to happen if you bring a knife to school. He didn't do anything with it. He just brought it. He got caught. And,
Michelle, what's your theory? Because I know you don't know. None of us know what is in their head. But why do you think the Frisco ISD powers that be changed their mind in this situation?
I think they changed their mind because they're wimps and they can't stand for what they believe in. I mean, it makes me sick. Texas used to not be like this. I mean, why are they putting up with that? Like, why are they cowering down to this kid? Why do you even have a knife at the track meet? Like, there's so many questions, and maybe some of them have been answered, but I just don't understand. I mean, I was just at a track meet in February, and, it's crowded. There's a lot of kids there. There's parents. Kids are doing all kinds of activities, and, that never went through my mind. Is my kid going to get stabbed tonight? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Like,
No. I don't think most of us get it. And all we know is that the Dominic Alexander group said that they had a chat with him and Frisco ISD changed their mind. What did you say to them? Was he threatening them like he was threatening Sarah Fields? Did they worry about getting swatted? Like the Metcalf dad got swatted a couple times and the Metcalf mom got swatted once. Are they worried about that? Are they worried about people showing up at their home? Are they worried about people getting them fired from their job or doxing them or following their kids around or whatever? Like, what made them change them? What did he say? Thank you very much, Michelle, who used to be from Mansfield. This is Rhett in Waco. You're on WBAP. What do you think, Rhett?
First off, well, that's okay. I do not know that teacher from Waco, so it's not me against her. It's just that little bleeding heart is an idiot. first off, that man, that boy, whatever you want to call him, he killed another child. He killed someone. So is not going to be able to graduate. That is like spitting in the face of that boy's family that died for no reason except that thug who doesn't need an education because he will never amount to anything.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
So I listen.
And Texans are not like that. If a Texan, man, my boys took knives to school all the time because we lived on a ranch.
Same.
My boys took guns in the back of their cars, trucks, because they'd go hunting with their friends after school. So, no, times have changed, but we better change it back, or all of our kids are going to be killing each other and walking across the stage. He has no right to walk across the stage.
Man, you sound like I feel. Now, Rhett, I guess you weren't listening earlier when I read the email from the Metcalf mom, the mom of Austin Metcalf, to Frisco ISD back in April. You didn't hear that earlier?
No,
No, that's good for me to know because that means a lot of other people didn't hear it, which means I need to read it again because you are right on board with her. I'm going to turn you down, but listen to this, Rhett. Listen to this. This was sent April 17th, so not even a month ago. Hello, board members. My name is Megan Metcalf. My son, Austin Metcalf, was tragically taken away from me on April 2nd, 2025 from another Frisco student. I have been informed of the civil rights team that this person has behind him are reaching out to you requesting he be able to graduate. I do not know much about your stance on protests, etc., but I would urge you to make sure that you do not change your mind on this ruling, that the boy is expelled and it stays that way. My son, Austin, will never be able to graduate. This person will have the opportunity to get his GED at a later time because he is still living. I would strongly request that you do not allow them to sway your ruling and keep him from being able to graduate from the Frisco ISD schools we hold so dear. So, Rhett, you were just reading the mom's mind. That's
no, they paid them. They paid the the school
easy.
board off.
I don't know if they paid him. They could have just threatened him. You know, getting swatted's not fun. All you got to do is say, hey, bro, you want to be swatted? You want to be doxxed? You want people to show up outside of your house? You want to feel uncomfortable everywhere you go? You want to have protests? You want us to block your entrance, your parking lot? You want to bring in the noise? And they cowed. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense because logically it just doesn't make sense that you can murder someone or it hasn't been convicted, allegedly, reportedly, whatever. But you can kill another human being at a school function and still not be expelled for good. No, he can still graduate. That's fine. We'll just give him the last 2 months off. We'll just give him a 2-month vacation and he still gets all the perks of going to school. Yeah, that's not right. That's not justice. That's social justice. Let's go to Jay in Denton. You're on WBAP. What do you think, Jay?
I think that since the ISD doesn't have the guts to take a stand, the kids should. If my kid were a senior in his high school, they would boycott that graduation. There shouldn't be another kid in that building but him. I would not have my kid in the building with a murderer.
Okay, a couple things. I mean, do you take that away from your kid? Do you make your kid skip their graduation?
I think they're graduating into adulthood. One of the first adult lessons you need to learn is when you're going to take a stand, it's going to cost you something. Yeah.
Well, I like the sound of that. I think I would ask my kid, "Are you okay with skipping it?" Because I think okay, graduation, this is an important part of a kid's life. But if I had missed my high school graduation, not one thing in my future life would have been different. So maybe you're right there, Jay.
I think I could talk to my kid and have him see the logic of it.
No, I see your logic, but that's not going to change anything because the school board or whoever made this decision, they're weighing the reaction of the two disparate parties. Now, if we don't get our way, what are we going to do? We're going to miss graduation? How does that hurt them? None. But if the other side doesn't get their way, what do? They set stuff on fire, they riot, they protest, they call you racist in front of the media, they have a press conference and hold up printouts of stuff that you've done, they dox you, they swat you, they show up at your house.
I do see your point you said a while ago, and if he keeps working, keep using it, I understand that too. And I just think it would make a huge statement if 50% of the kids that were to graduate weren't there.
Would it? I'm not sure that would change a thing. I mean, it would make a statement, but who would see it? Would they really care? Hey, it's better than being swatted. Oh, you made your kids miss high school? That's fine if they miss their graduation. It's better than being swatted. I'm not sure that's enough, Jay. And I'm not saying you're wrong. Taking a stand, probably the right thing to do. But that's not good. That's not going to be sufficient. All right. 800-288-9227. We'll continue with this. And also, I'm going to give you an update on the hot real estate market in Collin County. And this kind of a Frisco adjacent story, but not quite the same thing. And we'll continue with your calls after my next guest. I'm James Parker. It's News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM, WBAP. Now to my friend Bob Lavelle from Home Marketing Services. And it doesn't matter what town you live in around North Texas. If you are looking for a house or you're looking to sell your house, this is the guy you need to call first. And Bob, what makes you different than just some regular old real estate agent that you Google in your phone?
I'm a lot cuter. Oh, there's a whole lot of differences, James. One thing that we do is we invite our clients to come in and we talk about what they're really looking for. And while we're doing that, we nice and carefully get a tri-merged credit report pulled from the credit side across the hall. And they tell them in about 10, 15 minutes, straight out, yes, you qualify, here's how much, no, you don't, here's why, and most importantly, this is what you need to do to fix it. So we take that time up front to tell the people before they just go shooting from the hip, why look if you don't know what you can do?
Well, I feel like that's part of the name because it's not the Bob Lavelle Real Estate Group or the Bob Lavelle Realty Group. It's Bob Lavelle's Home Marketing Services. So you just have a little bit different approach starting with the name.
When we actually came up with the name on that, it was like, what do you want to put, and you think about it, that really is all it is, Home Marketing Services. We do anything and everything to help you guys get into a home and do it the right way.
All right, if you're looking to get into a home or get rid of your home, call Bob Lavelle at 972-392-9595. Home Marketing Services phone number is 972-392-9595. The website is blessyourheart.com or call 972-392-9595 and let Bob get it done for you. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, James.
And I want to thank all the people that are sending in emails. I'm less likely to put emails on the air because, hearing the voice from callers is a lot more effective and conversational. But I've been getting some really good emails with people sending me some of the rules from Frisco ISD. Like example here, this one, who is this? Tammy? Tammy sent me that according to district policy, Karmelo should have been expelled for having a knife on school property. This was his second offense in 2025. And if he's expelled, he would have been withdrawn from school, ineligible to graduate. So now he's getting special treatment. And if the district had followed their expulsion policy when he was caught the first time back in February, it's quite likely Austin Metcalf would still be alive. Damn, that's indicting. What a good email. Good Lord. Ann, Grand Prairie, you're on WBAP. What you got?
Hey there. My name is Ann. I just have a quick opinion about it.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, hey. Oh, thank you. I just have a quick opinion about it. The first thing is I didn't follow it very well, but I don't like the loss of life, period. That's the first thing. So, and that's why I kind of detached from the whole situation. Then secondly, in reference to the graduation part of it, he earned his diploma. I don't think that he should participate in the ceremony. That is it's precious, and the kids earn the ceremony and things like that. But he earned the diploma.
Do you know that? Did you see his grades?
Huh? No, I didn't see his grades.
Okay, look, and I'm not saying you're wrong. There's a sympathy for that argument because if he did have a really high GPA and he misses the last 2 weeks of school, even if he gets zeros on all those assignments and all those tests, he may still have the letter grade or the score to graduate. And so if you want to find a little sympathy there, that's kind of counterbalanced by the fact that once you're expelled from school, then you're no longer eligible for graduation. And he has been expelled.
I just heard your call.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there's people are sending me some policies where like you have to attend at least 90% of the class time in order to be eligible for graduation. And that's like a state law. And they think that he falls afoul of that one too. So if they're breaking the rules just to allow him to graduate, that's where the feeling of injustice comes from.
Right, and I understand that totally. So are we talking about him graduating from the 12 years that he's worked, or are we talking about the participating in the graduation ceremony?
Well, no one said he's going to participate in the ceremony. We're talking about should he be allowed to graduate just on paper.
Yeah, and valid if he's failed that way, the way you said, if he's truly failed, then summer school should be an option, or optional education should be an option. But if I went 11 years and I'm falling short a little bit for here or there, whatever reason, then I should have the option to just make it up somewhere else.
Yeah, and I think we all have like a concern for like what if someone's innocent and they were arrested and then they're exonerated when they have their day in court, and now you just prevented an innocent guy from graduating. But there's no question he did kill a guy. He ran afoul of a law that requires expulsion. He has been expelled, and so he shouldn't be allowed to graduate.
Yeah. I don't know the whole story. Like I said, I didn't know if it was the graduation versus the ceremony, as everyone is talking about, or is it just getting the diploma period?
The diploma period.
Is just up in our arms about. Well, if the Frisco would have followed proper protocol, he probably just would have taken additional steps to earn his diploma. Is what I would suggest, but they didn't, so he's gonna get it, right?
I guess so. I mean, they have time to change their mind, I suppose. They changed it once. They could change it back, but we're not going to put pressure on him. We're not going to swat him or protest him or block a highway. So he'll probably just get to graduate, and we'll just wait the results of the trial.
For the trial.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in, Ann.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
You too. All right. I got time for one more. Steve and Carrollton, you're going to be the last one, so don't be terrible.
You know good and well I'm not going to be terrible. What's up?
Oh, it's the Steve, the big, bad, black conservative. Yeah. Well, I hadn't heard from you in a while. What do you think about this?
I just happen to be listening. I'm glad I was, because I haven't heard anybody say the things that I think are kind of important, so I'll make it quicker than normal. I think and you kind of alluded to it with this last lady. This kid is innocent until proven guilty. The question is not, did he kill somebody? Not at all.
Right.
Because as far as we understand, he did. He absolutely did. He said that he did.
Yes.
The question is, if a girl was raped and she killed her accuser, and she did it at school, should she not be allowed to graduate? She was obviously defending herself. I'm not saying that he was or he wasn't, but I'm saying that we don't know. And since we don't know, should he be prevented from graduating because the mob says he should be prevented from graduating?
No, he should be prevented from graduating because he broke rules and more than once that require expulsion. And if you've been expelled from the school, you're no longer eligible for graduation. So if you just follow the school rules as they're written, he should not be eligible for graduation. They are breaking the rules and making a privilege, an exception for this guy.
Well, you said that, and I've heard a couple callers say that. However, that didn't come out in the bail hearing, and it hasn't come out anywhere officially. That's just hearsay. You haven't heard any administrators saying, hey, look, this kid's a scumbag. He's the dirtiest thing around.
Yeah, I'm just kind of out of time here. I wish we had a little more. Stephen Carrollton, you can call back anytime. But that's going to do it for the James Show. Stick around. Mark Levin is coming up next. And I'm going to get out of here and put up the podcast. You can go find it at WBAP.com, WBAP app. I'm James Parker. This has been the James Show. News Talk 820 and 93.3 FM, WBAP.